The military's top-secret weapon, Project Shadow, was stolen from the military base located on the deserted island in the southern seas. This incident increased worldwide terrorist activities. Sonic the Hedgehog was arrested. The adventure for truth leads to the incidents that shock the entire world. The story takes our hero Sonic from the Earth and into outer space. Sonic Adventure 2, Hero Side Story. Farewell, Sonic. Forever.
Wait, didn't someone call me Johnny already do this joke?
So, Sonic Adventure was a perfectly average game. Not great, but not terrible either. Like I said in my review, it's a game I wouldn't actively revisit, but I wouldn't be opposed to revisiting it on occasion. However, with the Dreamcast's life coming to a quick end due to poor sales, it seemed like the future of Sonic was at stake. So, with the 10th anniversary coming up, Sega released the next game in the series, Sonic Adventure 2.
Let's start with the story.
We begin our story with Dr. Eggman breaking into a military base on an isolated island called Prison Island. Okay, I know that seems out of context, but that's where our story begins. He's going after something his late grandfather, Professor Gerald Robotnik, worked on, dubbed the Ultimate Life Form under the name Project Shadow. When Eggman releases the project, it's revealed to be a hedgehog that somewhat looks like Sonic, but apparently everyone is fooled. Yeah, I know I'm jumping the gun here, but it annoys me how everyone in this game mistakes Shadow for Sonic when the two are very clearly different. Anyways, the being reveals his name as Shadow the Hedgehog, and after destroying a gun robot, tells Eggman to meet him at the central control room of the space colony Ark. Later, in an undisclosed desert area, we see Knuckles bickering with this Batwoman about the Master Emerald. This Batwoman is named Rouge the Bat, and apparently she's a gem hoarder and a thief. Suddenly, Eggman tries to steal the Master Emerald again, but this time Knuckles breaks it, causing him and Rouge to look for the missing pieces. Meanwhile, in the skies above Central City, the military has apparently arrested Sonic for something, and Big the Cat too, I guess. We find out that the reason he was arrested was because Shadow robbed a museum, stealing a Chaos Emerald, and the military and media stupidly believe that it's Sonic. I mean, seriously? How? How the fuck do you confuse these two? Is Sonic just the only male Anthro Hedgehog in this world? Even if he was, you should still be able to tell that this isn't Sonic! Anyways, Sonic is recaptured as Shadow gets away using Chaos Control, a technique that can allow him to slow down time or teleport using a Chaos Emerald. Eggman makes it to the space colony with Rouge secretly following behind him. There, Shadow reveals the Eclipse Cannon, a device made by Professor Gerald with government funding that had the power to destroy an entire planet. Apparently, the military shut down the project because they feared it, killing everyone on the colony, including Gerald's granddaughter and Eggman's cousin, Maria. As it turns out, Shadow was also good friends with Maria, and he made a promise to her. However, his memories don't reveal exactly what it is, and he has somehow misunderstood it as seek revenge on all of humanity. Rouge reveals herself and allies with them, helping them to get more Chaos Emeralds as the cannon requires all 7 to be at full power. As it turns out, Rouge is actually a government spy sent to collect info on Eggman's plan as well as Project Shadow and put a stop to it. However, the whole part about her being a thief is still true. Yeah, the government hired a thief. Cause that sure won't cause any problems. Anyway, she brings the two to Prison Island to get more emeralds. Eggman also has Shadow plant a bomb on the island to blow it up in exactly 15 minutes.
Set the timer for 15 minutes! Let's go, Rouge!
5 minutes should be plenty.
No, he said 15 minutes! Why do we have to do this stage in 5? Anyway, while Rouge gets the emeralds, Eggman and Shadow will... Suddenly Amy! Yep, Amy comes out of fucking nowhere to force herself into the plot. How she got on this island, who the fuck knows or cares because it's never explained. Anyways, Eggman goes to capture her, but she's saved in time by Tails. Tails apparently heard about Sonic's arrest on the news and has come to break him out. With Amy's help, the two are able to break Sonic out, and on his way out, he encounters Shadow, and the two have a duel in what is honestly one of the most memorable scenes in Sonic history.
That blue hedgehog again, of all places.
I found you, Faker.
Faker? I think you're the fake hedgehog around here. You're comparing yourself to me? Huh? You're not even good enough to be
I'll
my
make you eat those words!
However, their duel is cut short by Eggman alerting Shadow that the island is about to blow up, so the two part ways to escape. Shadow also goes to save Rouge, who was caught and locked in by the gun troops, and... Wait a minute, doesn't Rouge work for Gun? Why is she being targeted if this is their plan? God, this military is so incompetent, not being able to tell the difference between Sonic and Shadow and now purposefully getting in their own way? Anyway, the island blows up with everyone getting off safely. We then see a brief flashback to 50 years ago with Shadow and Maria on board the Ark before flashing forward to see Shadow and Rouge on the Ark with Eggman coming in ready to initiate the next phase of the plan. With 6 of the emeralds collected, Eggman demonstrates the cannon's power to the Earth by blowing up the fucking moon! Well, half of it anyways.
He fucked my wife, so guess what? I'm gonna fuck the Earth! That's right, this is what you get! My super laser piss! Except I'm not gonna piss on the Earth! I'm gonna go higher! I'm pissing on the moon!
God, I love this fandom sometimes.
Apparently, however, that did nothing.
Our threats fell on deaf ears.
Are you seriously telling me that no one cares that the moon was just fucking blown in half? So the group finds out that the remaining Chaos Emerald is in the possession of Tails, who received it from the mayor of Station Square as a gift for saving the city from that missile in Adventure 1. While I adore the continuity nod here, that's impossible because Knuckles had 6 of the emeralds at the time, and the 7th was in Tails' plane, and they stayed there until Chaos got them. Meanwhile, with Sonic's group, the trio is still evading the military when they meet up with Knuckles, who just pops out of a manhole. Apparently, some of the Master Emerald shards ended up in the sewer. They chase after the President's limo and break in to track where Eggman's video call signal is coming from. Once they get it, they head off to Eggman's desert base to take a rocket into space. Eggman tries to confront them, but Sonic manages to sever Eggman's control over the Egg Golem, returning from Sonic 3, and it attacks him. The team makes it onto the ship, but Knuckles freaks out once the Master Emerald shards fall out of the hatch. Upon making it onto the Ark, Tails reveals he made a fake duplicate of the emerald that has the same wavelengths and properties of the real one. When put into the cannon, it will destroy it. However, it doesn't work as Eggman is able to detect that there are now 8 emeralds on the Ark, so he decides to up the ante. Amy was left behind by Sonic and Tails, and Eggman seizes the opportunity to hold her hostage. How does he do this? A robot to hold her, perhaps? Nope. He points a gun at her head. I am not joking. Dr. Eggman walks up to a 12-year-old girl and straight up points a gun at her head, threatening to shoot her if she doesn't tell him where Sonic and Tails are. Using this, Eggman manages to trick Sonic into a capsule where he's sent out into space and explodes. Tails musters up enough courage and battles Eggman to avenge Sonic. Meanwhile, Knuckles and Rouge duke it out before Rouge hands over her emerald shards and Knuckles restores the Master Emerald. As it turns out, Sonic wasn't killed because he was able to use Chaos Control with the fake emerald, and that is the ultimate definition of ass-pull. Not only was he able to use a technique he's only seen once on his first try, but also he does it with a fake emerald. Anyway, Shadow confronts Sonic as the two head for the cannon. Sonic is able to damage it, revealing to Tails and Amy that he's alive. However, while they're distracted, Eggman manages to get the real emerald, putting it in the cannon, but suddenly the cannon starts malfunctioning. Everyone except Shadow gathers in the main area of the Ark as they and the entire Earth receive a transmission from Professor Gerald. Before his death, he reprogrammed the Ark to crash into the Earth once all 7 emeralds were put into the cannon, his ultimate revenge for the government killing Maria. In order to make sure this happened, he reprogrammed Shadow's mind to make him hateful of humanity, explaining his misunderstanding of Maria's wish. Everyone, including Eggman, realize they need to stop this, so they start heading towards the cannon's core to use the Master Emerald's power to stop the Chaos Emeralds. Meanwhile, Shadow is unwilling to help, stating that the mission is complete and soon humanity will face their end. However, with a little help from Amy, Shadow's able to remember Maria's true wish, for Shadow to protect humanity. Upon realizing this, Shadow sets out to help. Just before Sonic and Knuckles are able to get to the core, they are stopped by a giant lizard-like creature. Apparently, this is the prototype of the ultimate life form. How? How the hell did Gerald go from a giant fucking lizard to a meter-tall anthro hedgehog?
It was the next step in human evolution.
Anyway, Shadow distracts the bio-lizard so Sonic and Knuckles can make it to the core, which is designed just like the altar on Angel Island. Knuckles is able to stop the emeralds using the same chant that Tikal used in Adventure 1, but the colony doesn't stop. The bio-lizard ended up attaching itself to the colony and is now manually pulling it to the planet. Sonic and Shadow use the Chaos Emeralds to transform into Super Sonic and Super Shadow to stop the colony. Shadow, being an artificial hedgehog and using up all his energy, falls down to the planet and dies. Sonic returns to the colony where everyone mourns Shadow's death, and it seems like all is made right. Rouge is deciding to give up her current life of treasure hunting, and Eggman doesn't seem to be interested in evil all that much anymore.
It's a weird ending considering the future of this franchise, but I think I have an explanation.
Considering the Dreamcast's imminent end, Sega's uncertain future in the game market, this ending, and the line at the end of the Hero Story trailer that I played earlier,
Farewell, Sonic. Forever.
I think this game was originally supposed to be the final Sonic game. Think about it. If Sega ended up going bankrupt, the Sonic series wouldn't be able to continue unless they sold it. So, I think they made this game with the full intention of having it be the last game in the series. But of course, we know now that didn't happen, so it makes this ending really jarring.
Anyway, with the story out of the way, let's get to the game itself.
Unlike the previous game, the gameplay here is broken up into 3 different styles. There are 2 main stories, Hero and Dark, and each one has 3 characters to play as. Sonic and Shadow's gameplay style is all about high-speed action, again, what you'd expect from a Sonic game. Tails and Eggman's gameplay style is a tweaked version of Gamma's style from Adventure 1. You walk around in a mech and shoot things. Now, this gameplay style does actually work. For Eggman. Why the fuck is Tails in a walking mech? He can fucking fly! Ow. Okay, the reason why Tails' gameplay is like this is because he wasn't originally going to be playable in-game. He'd be there for story purposes, but you wouldn't actually be able to play as him. When fans found out about this, they were in an uproar, so Sega hastily put him in as an Eggman clone. Lastly, Knuckles and Rouge's gameplay style is treasure hunting, just like Knuckles' style from Adventure 1. However, they fucking nerfed it to hell. Unlike in Adventure 1, where all 3 collectibles were trackable at once, this time you can only track 1 at a time. There's a chance you could be right next to something, but you wouldn't know because it's not the one the game wants you to find yet. This is a serious handicap on what was a pretty decent gameplay style. So, when all's said and done, I only really enjoy Sonic and Shadow's gameplay. Tails and Eggman's is fine, but it gets monotonous very quickly, and the treasure hunting is a chore because of this stupid handicap. As for the levels themselves, I'm not going to talk much about them individually because this time there are 31! With a couple of exceptions, each level is tailored specifically to the character you're playing as. While there are many levels in the same area, such as Tails' Mission Street and Shadow's Radical Highway, the level designs are completely different. No 2 characters share the same level, with the exception of the final level, Cannon's Core, where you play as every character except Shadow. There's also a large number of boss fights again. There are fights against gun mechs, some miscellaneous fights like a giant ghost called King Boom Boo, very original, and also fights against your character's counterpart, 2 Sonic vs. Shadow fights, 2 Tails vs. Eggman fights, and 1 Knuckles vs. Rouge fight.
But man, some of these levels and bosses are tough.
But at least I won't need to replay them or anything. For the first time in Sonic history, you are ranked at the end of each level based on your performance. Now, that wouldn't be bad itself if it weren't for these. Emblems return in this game, but this time there are 180. You get emblems for completing all 5 missions in each level, beating all 3 boss rush modes, winning every Chow race and Chow karate, we'll get to those in a little bit, completing each story, and also beating the kart race minigame. However, when that's all said and done, that's only 174 emblems, so where do the other 6 come from? The ranking system. In order to get all 180 emblems, not only do you have to complete every mission, but you also have to get an A rank on every single one. How do you do that? Well, I think Some Call Me Johnny put it the best. To quote him, "Don't die, kill everything in sight, score as many bonus points as you can, collect every ring imaginable, and do it really, really fast." At this point, you might as well be a goddamn speedrunner to be able to 100% this game. In all my time that I've played this game, I have never once legitimately gotten all 180 emblems. Keyword there being legitimately. We'll get back to that later. Overall, this game is decent. It can get a bit boring and even frustrating at times, but I never once felt like putting the game down because of something that angered me and or bored me. Now let's talk about the voice actors. Of the returning characters, Sonic, Amy, and Eggman all have the same voice actors as Adventure 1. Tails and Knuckles, however, got new ones. Tails is now voiced by Connor Bringus, the younger brother of Corey Bringus, who voiced Tails in Adventure 1. This is actually a smart move. Corey got older, so his voice deepened and he couldn't do his Tails voice anymore, so they got his younger brother so his voice wouldn't sound too different. However, the same problem I had with Corey still applies here. Connor just does not do a good Tails because, again, he sounds like he's reading off the script with no direction.
There's no mistake about it. This must be the island. It's a secret military base that is reinforced and super strong. It's called Prison Island.
Knuckles is now voiced by Scott Dreyer. I hope that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure why Michael McGarn didn't return, but Scott does an excellent Knuckles.
Hey guys, long time no see. I must have got lost in the mines. Looking for the Master Emerald pieces was tougher than I thought it would be. Where are we anyway?
Now for the new characters. Shadow is voiced by David Humphrey, and goddamn, he is a great Shadow.
You never cease to surprise me, Blue Hedgehog. I thought that capsule you were in exploded in space.
And finally, Rouge is voiced by Lonnie Manila.
Long time no see, treasure hunter. Did you find my emeralds?
She does a great Rouge, confident yet cocky. God damn, all the actors in this game, except for Connor, are great. Now let's talk about the music. The music in this game is a bop, no questions asked. My only real complaint is that there's very little variety. Sonic, Shadow, Tails, and Eggman all share the same style of music, high-energy butt rock. Knuckles' music is a bunch of raps, which, okay, they are great, but I don't know, they go a little overboard here, I think.
You know me, the fighting freak Knuckles, and we're at Pumpkin Hill. You ready? I ain't gon' let it get to me, I'm just gon' creep down in Pumpkin Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost speed. I know that it's here, I can sense it in my feet. The gray emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head, cause I have no fear.
And finally, Rouge's music is calming, smooth jazz. Even though this game seemed to do well, it wasn't enough. The Dreamcast lifespan came to an end, and the future of Sonic remained unknown. Until later that same year, when we got Sonic Adventure 2 Battle for none other than the current main console of Sega's biggest rival, the Nintendo GameCube.
A Sonic game on a Nintendo console.
While that may seem par for the course nowadays, back then this was a big deal. Sega and Nintendo were big rivals in the 90s, so having a Sonic game on a Nintendo console seemed like just a wild fantasy. But in late 2001, the once thought impossible happened. Just like with Adventure DX, this version adds upgrades, but not as much. For starters, the models and textures were only updated, not completely changed. The main update was in the 2-player mode, which I don't have a lot of experience with. I'm planning on doing a separate video dedicated to multiplayer modes in Sonic games, so I'm not going to say much about it. And just like with Adventure DX, Adventure 2 Battle was also ported to PS3, Xbox 360, and Steam. And just like Adventure DX, this version is super easy to mod, which is how I got all A ranks. Using cheat codes and mods, I was able to cheat and get all of the emblems. Sorry, but I am not wasting months on end to legitimately get everything. It's too difficult.
But maybe I will, if the 100% completion reward is worth it.
For collecting all 180 emblems, you get a bonus level to play. That actually sounds interesting. I can't wait to see what it is.
I'm out.
Your reward for 100%ing this game is the most overused level in the entire franchise. Sure, when this game came out, Green Hill wasn't overused, but nowadays this isn't a good reward. All the effort it would take to get everything just isn't worth it, especially since you can only play as Sonic and it's just the first act.
So, with that all said and done, what are my final opinions on the game? Wait, what? Oh, right!
So, as I mentioned in my Adventure 1 review, it's time to talk about the Chow Gardens. So, the Chow Gardens are where you can raise Chow. You can give them animals or colorful rods that come out of robots to boost their stats. You can name them, send them to school, buy food for them from the black market, and have them compete in races and karate matches. And if you win all of those, you get emblems. There are 3 types of Chow. Neutral Chow, which, as the name suggests, are neutral towards the characters. Hero Chow, which you can create by either showing them lots of love as hero characters or abusing them as dark characters. And Dark Chow, which you can create by doing the exact opposite. Once you create a Hero Chow, it opens the Hero Garden, ditto for a Dark Chow opening the Dark Garden. There's also this machine placed in the normal garden. In the Dreamcast version, it allows you to send your Chow to the virtual memory unit, essentially raising them like a Tamagotchi. I think. I don't own a Dreamcast, I just have the VMU. In the GameCube version, you can send them to the tiny Chow Garden on any of the 3 Sonic Advance games by using a GBA to GameCube link cable. And in all 3 versions of the game, the machine allows you to say goodbye to your Chow forever. Only use this if you absolutely need to, as all 3 gardens do have a limit as to how many Chow they can hold.
So, now that I've covered everything, what are my final opinions?
Just like Adventure 1, this game is perfectly okay. Again, it's not something I would actively revisit, but I also wouldn't be opposed to revisiting it on occasion. However, I did enjoy this game more than Adventure 1, so my final scores for all 3 versions are what they were for Adventure 1, plus 1. meaning the Dreamcast version is a 7 out of 10, the GameCube version is 7.5 out of 10, and the HD version is 8 out of 10. So overall, Sonic Adventure 2 averages out to a 7.5 out of 10.
And with that, we are done with the single console games for now. Next time, we're going to be looking at not only the first new 3D Sonic game on a Nintendo console, but the series' first ever multi-platform release. I will see you all next time with Sonic Heroes. Hey y'all, it's Jackie here. Just wanted to add this little bit into the end of the video. This is not scripted or anything. This video took a little while to make. As you know, it's been months since my Sonic Adventure review, so yeah. Part of the reason this video took so long to get out is because I was just kind of burnt out on doing these, because I tried to do them so quickly to get them all done before Colors Ultimate came out, which didn't work out. So I was kind of burnt out, so I wanted to give myself a little bit of a break, and that's what I did, but I'm finally back. But the main thing I wanted to add into this little ending bit is the next review video I'm going to do is not actually going to be Sonic Heroes. Like, Sonic Heroes is going to be the next review that's part of this dual marathon, but the next review video that I'm doing is not part of this dual marathon. It is a one-off review video that I wanted to do for a special occasion. You see, Sonic Origins is presumably coming out soon. We still don't know exactly when. Originally, I think I heard originally it was supposed to come around the same time as the movie, but that's coming out in like 2 weeks, and we still have nothing on Sonic Origins outside of the announcement we got from it last year. So, you know, Sonic Origins is presumably coming out soon, so I wanted to do a special video looking at all the other Sonic game collections that have graced this franchise. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing one mega video talking about all of the, or at least most of the Sonic game collections I could do. You know, we got like, you know, Sonic Jam, Sonic Mega Collection, Sonic Gems Collection, Sonic Classic Collection, etc., etc. You know, so, yeah. So that's going to be the next review video, and then after that we'll continue the dual marathon with Sonic Heroes. So, yeah, just wanted to put that out there. So, just thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time with the Sonic Collections review, and then after that with my review of Sonic Heroes. So, yes.